this is quite a big bit of news from the Apple world recently. For the longest time, Apple's Pro software, Final Cut Pro, Pixelmator Pro, which they acquired an independent company, Logic Pro, and the associated apps, Motion and Compressor, and also their iWork suite. All of that software for a long time has been you buy it once and you own it forever, or in the case of iWork, it's been free for quite a while. And Apple's primary competitor in that space, Adobe, have pushed their Creative Cloud subscription as far as they possibly can. You cannot just buy and own that software anymore. And in fact, you can't even cancel in the middle of a subscription without paying out the rest of the year. And it's relatively expensive. And so some people have questioned, why don't Apple do a Pro bundle subscription thing? And now they finally have. There are a few caveats on this. Mm-hmm. The first one is that you do not have to subscribe to this to use any of this software. All of the lifetime licenses are still available. The iWork apps are still free, and the Pro apps are still at the same price on the App Store as a one-time purchase. So this is fully opt-in.
Good shit.
There is some functionality that is behind this this subscription. Things like certain templates in the iWork apps, some AI features in the Pro apps, but actually sort of helpful ones. And one of the other things that softens the blow is you can use family sharing, so you can share one subscription with up to 6 people. And there's a student price, which is $2.99 a month, or
it was
$30 a year.
$30 a year. I remember this.
So I remember it was $130 a year, right?
Oh, I think otherwise it's $130 a year.
Yeah.
Which even $130 a year is cheaper. Is like half the price of Adobe.
Uh-huh.
And that $30 a year really struck with me because I was like, oh, like say you're a university student at like uni in the UK. Because that's that's where our favorite references. I was like, oh, you can get this entire suite of Pro creative products for $90 for your entire degree's length, assuming you're doing a 3-year course, is average in the UK.
In other words, it costs the same as a rail card.
It costs the same as half of buying Final Cut.
And then once you're no longer a student and you have money, you can consider buying the perpetual licenses because they're still available. I think this is a great way of making it more affordable for people who may want to just try them out.
Now, what I'm wondering is whether this is less positioned as competing with Adobe and more positioned as competing with Blackmagic.
Yeah.
Because DaVinci Resolve is free with a one-time purchase Studio Edition if you want some more features. But I wonder if Apple have seen that a lot of creatives have been using DaVinci Resolve a lot more because it has become a serious competitor to what effectively at a point was an Adobe monopoly with Final Cut sort of there. I mean, not talking about enterprise scale where you have the likes of Media Composer, but at the step below Media Composer, DaVinci Resolve is becoming a very serious tool. So I'm wondering whether this is Apple positioning Final Cut as more attractive as a Resolve alternative because you get all of this other stuff.
There are a few other announcements as part of this. One is that Pixelmator Pro is coming to iPad. So this suite lives across Mac, iPad, and iPhone.
And it's one subscription for all of them?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And so Pixelmator Pro will finally be on iPad. Apple bought Pixelmator about a year ago, and we've been kind of waiting to see what they'll do. They're also redesigning it with
Pixelmator being the Photoshop-alike that's actually quite good.
Yeah.
I like you used it before they bought it, didn't they?
Mac app that is not made by Apple.
Yes.
Well, now it is.
Some of the Omni apps will also compete there, but yeah.
As a person who vaguely used Photoshop before, when I could buy it on a student license many years ago, i.e. CS6, I think I had. Since then, Pixelmator has been the one app that I actually like as a replacement.
I like
so they've done well.
And then, Final Cut got a few new features in this. Not clear yet whether these will be limited to Studio only, but we're going to be able to search your project files by words, so you can search for when something is spoken. You'll also have visual search, so you're able to search for a specific image, and there's going to be beat detection for music, so you'll be able to see in the timeline and easily snap edits to cut to the beat, which is very fun. And I look
Do you know
forward
how
to
I
using
do beat detection?
by listening and looking at waveforms. Yeah,
They're just
which is how I've
making.
done it for many years, but it's nice to have it snap.
Do you know, it's
more
not
precisely.
that difficult. Like, I'm sure most things just have. Like, I mean, if you are a human with a brain and an ear,
Well,
I mean, if you're Beethoven, I guess.
Some people do have less of a sense of rhythm than others, I will say.
Yeah.
Why are you
Yes.
making music?
Audiences
Well, they're
in
not,
particular.
they're editing
You're
video.
editing a video.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it? I thought this was in Logic.
No,
This is Final Cut.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know what? I appreciate that more then.
I imagine that Logic has had the ability to see how long a bar is for quite some time.
Well, I would hope.
That is
I don't know.
a
I've not
fundamental
touched
feature
it.
of a door.